In today's video, I'll pretty much take you with me for the entire day. There is a heck of a lot of mowing footage in this video. When I first got the footage home, it was about 35 minutes of it. Did manage to cut it down to just under 20-minute video. So if you like mowing videos, this is the one for you. I'm also going to ask you to do something that I very rarely ask you to do. If you're enjoying all the videos and you're watching a lot of them and you haven't subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button, and more videos will be along soon. Now, all this really long thick grass you can see around the edge of this garden, this was all turf which I put in a month or so back now, and I think I've done videos with this in this garden before, and if you look back at some of those old videos, the garden itself was narrowing up quite a lot, you know, in the middle, very narrow, just over the years of, you know, fiddling about with the flower beds, that sort of thing. I'm just losing more and more of the lawn, and for the last couple of years me and the customer have said, you know, we must get some turf at some point, and so eventually I had a few rolls of turf, cut them pretty much just in half, and I just added a foot width to the grass, just opened it up a little bit. So at the moment you can see it's sort of everything's looking pretty overgrown, but that's basically because the new grass I've put in is right on the edge now of all the shrubs and everything like that. So eventually we will move the shrubs back a little bit and not be so sort of intrusive on the lawn. On this day I think I work for about 8 customers and I get about 3 cups of coffee a day. So this was break number 1 and coffee number 1. And when I say break, I mean literally drink my coffee, get back to it. Now, this is something I don't really do for a lot of my customers, but the gentleman here has been in pretty poor health lately, and I noticed all of the bird feeders were all empty, and I know how much he likes to see all the birds in the garden. You know, he's got about 3 or 4 bird feeders in the garden, so I decided to top them all up for him. Just go round and just fill up all the bird feeders with seed. I say, don't do it with everybody. I must be honest, really, bird feeders are a bit of a pet hate of mine. I just end up bumping my head on them most of the time as I'm walking around the garden. But I love seeing the birds in the garden, and yeah, do my little bit and keep the wildlife happy. Right, off to the next job, and in fact, in between filming the last one and this one, I actually did another 2 jobs, which I think I've shown you at some point over the last few videos, so I didn't bother doing any filming there. So this place is another fortnightly garden. Pretty much most of the gardens I'll show you today will be fortnightly gardens. There might be some occasions where you see me going up and down the same stripe twice. It's not because I'm double cutting or anything, it's pretty much probably because I made a mistake, and the stripe was a little bit wobbly. I didn't get it quite as straight as I wanted it to be. So yeah, if you ever see me go up and down twice, it's normally because I made a mistake. This lawn, probably out of all the gardens I do, is probably the only customer who asks me to leave the lawn a little bit longer. Most of the time your customers will always want you to cut it as short as possible, but this, thankfully, is my only customer who seems to understand if leaving the grass a little bit longer actually sometimes can look better for it. I'm just getting into that season now, into June, where people are starting asking about hedges or certain bushes and shrubs to be tidied up a little bit. I have done a couple of hedges now, very small hedges, and on this occasion I was asked just to tidy up these little bushes and a very small hedge. For anybody to sort of ask, oh, you know, we've got to be careful of birds and all the rest of it, these little bushes and shrubs that I've done, I did have a good look through them before. There's no bird activity in there. This little hedge, for example, can get right underneath it and look straight through it, and there was nothing in there. So I'm not against cutting hedges this time of year at all, but I do like to be able to have had a little look through them first. I don't want to upset, again, the wildlife. Over the next couple of weeks or so, I'll probably try and get some more hedge cutting videos out there. I'm doing a lot of lawn videos at the moment, and I must be honest, I'm pretty tired of editing them all together. So over the next coming weeks, I'm going to try and get a few hedge videos for you. At this garden I get very well looked after, and coffee number 2, but as you can see there I have a plate, an empty plate. When I turned up, the customer was very kind to me and she got me 2 very big slices of lemon drizzle cake. Now if anybody ever wants to make me a cake, lemon drizzle is the way to go. It is my favourite cake, and yeah, I had 2 big slabs of it when I first got to this job, and I thought, you know what, I'm pretty tired, I'm pretty hungry, I could do with a sugar boost. So, ate one piece, and I thought I'm just going to pop to the van quickly, come back, have my coffee and eat my other piece. So I had to shoot round the front, literally a minute I was round the front, came back round, and my second piece of cake was missing, totally gone. And I knew I hadn't eaten it, and I thought, well, this is a bit weird, you know, this is strange. Now, after a little bit of looking around, I actually did find the cake on the floor underneath the table, and it had been sort of smashed to bits. And I'm pretty sure what had happened was, in our local area we have a big bird which is called a red kite. In our local area they were re-released probably 20 or so years ago now, and they seem to have flourished, really love it around here. But over the last sort of 10 years or so they've become, I wouldn't say a menace, but they are very brave now. They used to be quite sort of skittish, and nowadays you can sort of, you know, if they're hungry they'll go for anything. And what had happened was, while I was around the front, literally 60 seconds getting my thing out of the van, a red kite had swooped down and took out the cake. Cake had obviously crumbled to bits and fell on the floor. So yeah, I only had the one piece of cake. Thankfully it didn't knock my coffee over, because there would have been trouble. If the coffee had gone down, there would have been tears, I'm afraid. So all this video you've heard me say about, you know, looking after the wildlife and feeding the wildlife, but on this occasion the wildlife took it too far. So back to talking about this lawn, because I'm sure you didn't click the video to hear me moaning about losing a slice of cake. This is one of my favourite lawns to cut at the moment, and that is simply because the customer likes it looking really nice. We actually gave it a feed early on in the year, and it knocked out a lot of the moss, and it is looking really nice. Cut it once a week, and I just love the way it looks. I do alternate the ways I cut it, so this week I've gone up and down, next week I'll go across, and I'm just I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. Right, lawn number 5, 6, I'm not sure, I've lost count. So this is a new one I picked up this year, and looking at this back garden from this video, straight away you can tell this is one of my new favourite places to come, because there are 0 flower beds, there is nothing to trim round, clip round. They have a bird bath which I'll just trim round, but there is nothing else in this garden. I turn up, I cut the grass, and I go. And yeah, some of these really nice simple jobs was basically what I was looking for this year, just to nice simple gardens, you know, no flower beds to go round, no weeding needs doing, nice and simple. Right, the penultimate garden. This is one more to do after this, and then we are done. If you've made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments, because yeah, you're pretty committed. Editing this video together, I thought, my god, this is going to be, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. You know, a lot of mowing. For anybody looking at the table halfway up the garden and wondering why I hadn't moved it, the table is actually holding up the fence. If I took that away, the fence would fall down. Right, this is it, very last lawn of this day, and in fact it's my smallest lawn I do. It's in fact it's a neighbour's lawn, which I pretty much do for nothing. I'm quite happy. I only do the front garden for them. I don't go through the back or anything like that. I cut the grass and I pull up a few little weeds here and there, and because it's on my doorstep, I don't mind too much. That little girl going up and down is my youngest daughter, my little Rose. She's, you know, if I'm working outside and she's straight out on the scooter normally coming up and down and seeing me. So again, it's on my doorstep, takes me literally 2 minutes to do. You'll see me go up and down it a few times, but just to make sure I've got all the bits and pieces together. And that is it. That is pretty much one of my busiest days I do. Probably not busy work wise, it's more busy sort of running around, you know, getting the mowers back in and out type of thing. But I enjoy it, and yeah, it's tiring. All the mowing is tiring, but I enjoy it. So thank you ever so much for watching today, guys. If you made it to the end, very, very well done. I do appreciate it. As I said before, if you enjoy the video, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, be good, and I'll see you next time.